and thank you for joining me for this video. In this workout, we're going to focus on our upper backs and on our necks, on the cervical spine, and we're going to work on our posture. Remember, as we get older, we become more and more kyphotic, which means that we're getting into a more and more closed up position, and we're just really closing up our shoulders and our chest and our lungs. So we're going to really try and work on our posture, work on our shoulders, getting them back, working on our upper spine and on our necks, and trying to lengthen our spines a bit further. We're going to do two positions. We're going to work on our tummy and we're going to work on all fours in 4-point kneeling. So please join me, and remember that you've got to try and keep on breathing, especially working on the sort of the upper back and on the rib cage. The breathing is so important because the breathing helps us to expand the rib cage, and it just helps us to get mobility into that upper spine. So try and maintain your breathing as normal as possible. You shouldn't be working into pain. You might have discomfort with some of the exercises, but please don't work into pain, and just go at your own pace and try and really get the most out of each exercise that we're doing. So for a start, we're going to work on our tummy. If it's uncomfortable on your tummy, what helps is often using a sort of a flat pillow or a rolled up towel, and you can put that underneath your tummy, and that just helps with the position of your lower back. So if there's quite a bit of discomfort in your lower back, or if you've got a condition where you've got lower back pain, just make sure that you're in a good neutral spine, even if it means using that pillow and just getting yourself in a more comfortable position. So let's have you on your tummies. Get yourself comfortable in this position. You can rest on your hands. If you're not comfortable there, you might also use a small rolled up towel. If your shoulders are a bit discomfort, you can use that rolled up towel, and that would free up my shoulders so that I can bring them to the side. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to just come up into a slight lift. So I'm just going to lift my head about 5 centimeters from the towel or from my hands. And for me to get and maintain this position, I'm actually using my glutes and I'm using my lower back muscles, but also my abdominals. So I've got to focus on my abdominals because that's going to bring me into a neutral spine, and that's going to give me the stability I need in my lower back. So please make sure that you are contracting your abdominals. That's actually where the work happens. That and your glutes contraction is actually giving you that position. I'm going to put my hands up, but please do whatever's comfortable for you. So from here, I'm just bringing myself into a lift. I'm just lifting about 5 to 10 centimeters off the ground, and I'm just getting myself ready and just waking up all those muscles. So I'm contracting my abdominals, contracting my glutes, and bringing myself into a lift. And let's lower back down. Relax as you're lowering down, and let's contract once more the abdominals and the glutes. I'm trying not to put too much weight on my arms. They're just comfortable and relaxed at this point. And let's lower back down. So the weight is light on my arms. I'm contracting my glutes, contracting the abdominals. I'm trying to lengthen my toes and my legs while I'm at it, and holding that position and bringing it back down. With the next lift, I also want you to try and glide your shoulder blades down towards your pelvis. So you sort of contracting your shoulders and moving your shoulder blades down towards your pelvis. So from here, we're going to lift our head up, contract the glutes, contract your abdominals, and then glide your shoulder blades down and bringing them down. So if you're not really feeling your shoulder blades gliding down, put your forehead on your rolled up towel Bring your arms to your sides. From here, contract your glutes, your abdominals, and lift up, and now reach your arms and your palms down towards your knees and bring it back down. That often gives more feedback, and it sort of helps to reach down your hands, because then your shoulder blades would follow. Lift up that 10 centimeters. Let's reach to our toes. Hold it there. And bring it back down. Try not to brace and hold your breath, but really take deep breaths in and out, even though we're sort of squashing our lungs and not really opening them up at this point. But try and keep on breathing. Reach down to your toes. Hold that neutral spine and bring it back down. You'll feel that you're working quite hard in your back and in your glutes and in your abdominals. Let's do one more. Let's come up into a lift, reaching back down as far as possible and relaxing. And let's relax the position for a second. Okay, let's give ourselves a bit more breathing space. We're going to come up into all fours. Okay. So get yourself comfortable. In this position, you want to make sure you're in a neutral spine. That would mean that I'm not dropped and I'm not arching my lower back, but I'm also not curling into a cat position. So I'm just in neutral. If you could do it in front of a mirror or have a mirror at your side, that's always ideal. Okay, so work from that neutral spine. And in this position, I'm just going to start off with a very, very subtle movement, and I'm going to lower my shoulders and my shoulder blades down towards my pelvis. So I'm reaching my shoulder blades down towards my pelvis and then relaxing them again. So the movement is very subtle. There's very little movement happening, but feel that you are gliding your shoulder blade and tucking them in and pulling them down towards your pelvis at the back. And once more, let's go. Tucking them back, holding it there, and relax it again. Let's go once more, contracting and reaching with your blades down towards your pelvis and bringing them back in. The next movement is I'm going to try and drop my chest down to the floor, creating a bit of an arch in my upper back, and then I'm going to go into that rounded position. So the movement is happening in my upper spine and not so much in my lower back. I'm trying to keep my lower back stable. It helps if you contract your abdominals, and I'm trying to get movement in my upper rib cage, in my thoracic spine. Try and keep your neck stable, so your neck and your lower back is almost staying in neutral. There would be some movement happening, but we're trying to focus the movement in our upper spine and in our thoracic spine, and also in our shoulder blades. Try and keep your arms straight, so I'm not bending my elbows. The movement is happening in my upper spine. So you want to round your upper back towards the roof, and then you want to drop through your rib cage, and you want to get your chest to the floor. I'm going to go again, but this time I'm going to allow my spine to be a unit. So I'm going to allow my neck to sort of curl up and just follow that movement of my upper spine. And I'm going to drop in, and I'm just going to allow my neck to extend as well. I'm going to look up slightly and not forcing the movement, but my neck is just following the movement of my upper spine. My lower spine, my lumbar spine, is still not really fully in the movement. So at this point, it's my thoracic spine and my neck that does the movement. Okay, so with the next movement, I'm going to allow my lower spine to join in. So at this point, you'll see that I'm arching my lower back as well. I'm extending my neck. And I'm just going as comfortably and as far as my spine allows me. So try not to work into pain, but just give yourself that freedom of movement and just feel what's happening in your spine. And I'm arching my lower back, I'm extending my neck, and I'm curling it back in. I'm tucking my bum in, I'm curling my spine, and extend it. So which of the two positions is more comfortable for you? Do you like rounding and tucking it in, or do you like to arch and extend? So what is more comfortable for you, and where do you tend to give a bit more? So we all have one position or some position in our spine that we're more comfortable in. We're either more comfortable arching and extending, or we're more comfortable rounding and curling. So be very aware of what's happening in your spine and what feels more comfortable for you. Right, from there, let's bring it back to neutral. So just feel what's neutral. Okay, and you should have a better feel for neutral once you've felt the two extremes. Once you felt the arch and once you felt the curl, you should have a better idea of where neutral is. Because neutral is that midway position, right in the middle of the two. Okay, so from here we're going to give our wrists a bit of a break, and we're going to drop down on our tummies once more. Okay, and we're going to do a bit of strengthening here. Okay, so I want you to straighten out your right arm. You could have your forehead rested on your hand, or you could use your towel, whatever's comfortable for you. But we're straightening out the right arm. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a crossover lift. So I'm going to lift my right arm and I'm going to lift my left lower leg. So I'm going to do a crossover leg lift, and let's lift and hold that position and bring it back down. If it's too much on your shoulder, you could also bring your arm down to 90 degrees. So you could also do your lift here. You should feel that that's a bit more comfortable. But what's really important is the abdominals. Remember, the abdominals is the core, and that's where your movement starts and where your movement should be happening. Right, so let's go into our lift again. Hold that position there. And bring it back down. Keep on breathing. Try not to put too much force into your forehead and into your arm. That's supporting you. But try and get the work done through your glute at the back and your abdominals at the front. With the next lift, I want you to try and bring your shoulder blade down towards your pelvis. So that blade that's lifting should be popping down towards your pelvis, because that helps us to fire the right muscles in the shoulder. And let's once more lift up and hold that position and bring it down. I'm going to do 2 more. Lift and hold and lower it back down. And let's do 1 more. Lift and hold it there and bring it back down. Okay, so let's change sides. Okay, so you might use your towel again. So opposite arm and leg, that's going to do the work now. So let's lift and hold that position and lower it back down. Keep the weight on your forehead and on your supporting arm light, Use your glutes, your abdominals to do the lift and lower it back down. Lift and hold that and lower it back down. It's lift and hold and lower it back down. It's lift and hold and lower it down. We've got one more. Let's do a lift and hold and lower it back down. Okay, take a deep breath. From here we're going to come up and let's stretch back onto our heels. Just allow your upper back and your lower back to get nice and comfortable. Allow them to straighten out and to stretch. Let's take some deep breaths in and out. If your shoulders are uncomfortable, you can always just bring them down to your knees. And also feel what's comfortable. Sometimes we have to open our knees a little bit wider. Whatever's comfortable for you. And just allow your spine to rest there. And just be happy. So well done for doing the work on your shoulders and your upper